Okay, Slime Pack, you asked for it. You got it. Here it is. Reaction to one of your videos. Hi, guys, and welcome to Trucking Along with Kiersey. That's me, your positive voice in trucking. And here's another reaction video for you. Slime Pack, and she is a prime driver. Um, I only watched one video of hers before, and it has nothing to do with her. It just has to do with the fact that I am way too busy. You know, I try to keep up with everybody, but I can't. I can't. I'm sorry. So we're going to go check her out.
I have been home for like, I might as well just say 15 days. Today is May the 25th. I've been home since May the 10th.
That can't be true because I know I just saw in another video that Leasops don't get to go home for more than 1 week. Hmm. But I think Peruvian trucker, he also said he took off for 3 weeks. Hmm. I don't know. You guys tell me. You think she's telling the truth?
Just enjoying my home time. And it's like every single day I see a new YouTube video of somebody quitting. And then somehow I come up in the topic of discussion. And just recently, I think last night, I watched a live. And basically the live was just surrounding me, talking about me, and they said specifically Slime Pack next video will be I'm quitting Prime, why I quit Prime. So this is me trolling the trolls, giving you what you asked for. This
Okay, now I got something to tell you. Somebody sent me this video saying that they thought she was talking about me. Okay? No, that wasn't me. Yes, I did have a live uh, around this time. I did do a live, and I did actually say something like, "Oh, well, she's got cameras all over her truck," and I only watched this one video, and if you've been around me, you know that I really don't have technical abilities. I really don't. It takes me forever to learn something like, you know, trying to do a live, it takes me like 5 minutes just to set up the audio and get everybody rolling. But it wasn't me. Okay. I just want that clear.
this is the Slime Pack quitting Prime Inc. That's why I put trolling the trolls, or however I'm gonna title this video. So that's the purpose of the video. Um, I don't see how men can just sit up and just talk about a woman's business. Like, that's not manly. Like, that's gossiping. That's something that you would expect.
Ah, see, she just said, unless I look really manly. Do I look really manly? Because she said it was a man. So, no, not me.
From females. But it's like, it's always the men bashing, just bashing. I don't want to say hating, but it's just bashing and importing their own personal experiences and their own personal problems into somebody else's life choices. Like I always say, what works for me may not work for you.
She's saying it's men, but that might just be because there's a lot more men in trucking. So I don't know. I worked in offices where women were extremely catty and up in all everybody's business. So I think with this, it's just that, you know, even 90% of my audience are men. Okay. So who's going to be talking about you? Men.
Like I was saying, what works for me may not work for you. Um, who's that? Gotta kind of watch my car. My car is parked right there. They ran a little too close. So I'm gonna pause right there for this one moment on the what works for me may not works for you, because I've been getting messages of people saying like, you need to stop lying because Prime is not paying you. You're not making no money with Prime. Now, whenever I go to my
Girl, I've been hearing that since I came here almost 9 years ago. I've been hearing that as you're just a company where you don't make more than $600 a week, and yeah, that you just can't listen to it. People either gonna take some advice from you and understand the potential of what they have, or they're just gonna bash you and not believe it. Even when I post up pay stubs, people don't believe it. And I post up pay stubs of my students, not mine, because no, it's not fair for somebody to see my pay stubs that I've been driving 9 years and million miles. And, Prime gives us a longevity bonus and all kinds of stuff. So, no, it's not fair. And my referral bonus is not going to lie. But no, it's not fair. But, but, you know, to not give the information out to people who are wanting it is ridiculous. So,
It is on YouTube. Majority, if not all the people that watch me, they are 25 to over 65. So that means we are all grown. We all have our own separate bills. Some of us have family, some of us don't have family. So we all have a level of understanding that just because this person makes this much and that person make that much, what they make may not work for me, or it may work for me. For an example, me, whenever I wake up in the morning, I don't have to worry about, okay, I got to feed this person, I got to feed that person. When I wake up in the morning, I'm wondering, what time am I going to get Starbucks? Like, that's for an example. Like,
what time am I going to get started? I like her. She's cool. Although I don't like Starbucks. I'm not a coffee drinker.
I don't have kids. I don't have to support no one. It's just me. On the other
Mhm.
hand, somebody else may have 5 kids, a wife, bills,
Mhm.
bills, bills, and you ask them how's the money, and they gonna tell you, "Oh, I'm barely getting by." And if you ask me, I'm doing pretty good
Right.
because I don't have all those responsibilities.
Mhm. And it's really important too. People are always asking, "Well, how much do you make? How much do you take home? How much is what she said right there is it's not even just everybody's responsibilities and your commitment with your family and your bills and stuff. Well, obviously your bills, but it's the way you spend your money. There are people out here that they start making a little bit of extra money and they go out and buy, an 80, $90,000 car. There are others of us that might turn around and say, no, I only need a $10,000 car just to get me from the drop yard to, home or something like that. So it's your personal responsibility. It's your personal discipline in or lack of discipline in spending. It's also your location. I've had students that came in from places like, small town Mississippi, and $40,000 a year might be doing pretty good there. And you go someplace else like New Jersey, if you don't make $100,000 in New Jersey, you're not going to survive. So it it's different people's experience. Something else that people do a lot, and this just happened to me in a truck stop the other day. I got stopped by somebody asking me how much I make take home. Well, that's not really fair to ask. You have to do gross. And I think the reason why they say take home so much in trucking is because what they're saying is net revenue after expenses. So you have your revenue and then you have all your expenses, then you have your net revenue. Because that's not really your profit either because your taxes didn't come out of there. And the reason why, like somebody will say to me, well, you're a W-2 employee, so what's going into your bank? Well, that's not really fair to ask because if in New Jersey I have a really high tax rate for state income tax, you go to somebody like Florida or Texas, they don't have income tax. I'm a single person, so my health insurance is just one person. You go to somebody else, and he's got a whole family of kids and a wife and kids on that family plan. His take home is going to be a lot different from my take home. Something else too is I have money taken out of my pay before it even hits my bank. So I'm putting $250 a week into savings, $250 a week into 401k, and then, someplace else. And so if you looked at my paycheck, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, she don't make much. See, I knew she wasn't making nothing, but I got my money going into retirement and the savings because I don't need as much as what a lot of other people need." And so I completely understand where this woman's coming from.
because I don't have all those responsibilities. So whenever people say like, "Oh, this driver said they barely getting by," and how are you making money? It all depends on how each person spend their money, invest their money,
There you
and
go.
what they got going on in their personal life. Like an example, one driver can make $5,000 net working at Prime, and they can live like a rock star. And then it's another driver that can make $5,000 net from Prime, and they barely getting by. And you ask that driver, "Hey, how's the money?" And he gonna tell you, "No, don't come here because I ain't making no money." But then you ask that other driver that's living like a rock star, he gonna tell you, "Yeah, I'm doing real good." So that's why I say, like, what works for me may not work for you. Like, I done seen so much hate and negative people making reaction videos, and it's always they react or talk about negative stuff. Like, let's start talking about positive stuff in trucking.
All right, girl, you asked for it. So here is the reaction. You asked for it. You wanted a positive video. Here you go.
Like, for an example, I'm gonna use myself. I'm very respectful. Every video I say thank you, excuse me, yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. I'm very respectful. I don't use profanity in none of my videos. Have a nice day. I guess that's enough nutrition for this morning.
Thank you. You have a good day.
You too. Thank you. How you doing? How's it going?
Fine, you said don't be afraid to speak to him. You
Yeah.
Step on up, man.
All right, thank you.
All right.
That's
Ice
the
cup of
weirdest
coffee.
thing.
Yes,
being
sir.
Recognized
No sir.
Yeah.
out
good
in
night.
public.
You too.
Hey, bye-bye.
Thank you.
You all right?
Now, that lady just was really nice and said, "Oh, you said to say hi if you see me. If you see me, say hi too." But one time I had this guy come up behind me at a Love's, Idaho, and he put his arms around me like this from behind me, and he's like, "I gotta tell you, I love you. I came into this. I got my CDL because of you. I went to rail though," and I was like, "That's so nice. Who the heck are you?"
Yes, ma'am.
You said you drive for Prime?
Yes.
And you got your look, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, so
Like,
she got these
I'ma
cameras
say, like,
everywhere.
90%
She's
of
got
the
some
time,
cool-looking
I'm dressed
camera
up.
angles.
I get up, I earn my clothes. I take pride in making myself look good. I make sure my truck is clean.
She gets up and irons her clothes. That's never happening to me. Sorry, I'm not doing it.
I handle my business. It's like, I never hear nobody say nothing about that. "Oh, that girl, she really takes care of herself. She really takes care of her business." It's always something negative. And I know y'all gonna be in the comment section saying, "Oh, don't worry about that. Oh, listen, I'm bored. I wanted to make a video. It's not that I'm worried about it. I'm just putting it out there. Like, if you gonna like do reaction or do reviews to stuff, do stuff positive sometimes. Like, talk about the positive stuff, point out the positive stuff. Now me, I like to get up before my shift starts, at least 2 hours before my shift starts.
No, no, 2 hours before your shift starts. Whoa. See, that's not me. That's not me. One of those people, I have to get up and go because, no, it takes me so long to get to sleep anyway. And I'm usually doing 8-2 splits. But look at how empty that truck is. Where does this woman put anything? Slime pack, you got to come to my truck and organize for me. Because I admit it, I'm not dirty. There's no trash, but there's just stuff everywhere.
Because I like to clean up, make my bed up. I like to meditate, and I like to earn my clothes, and just I like to have enough time to get myself together where I don't have to rush at all. Now I gotta say, The hardest part about me getting ready is trying to figure out which pair of the same style blue jeans to wear. That literally be my hardest decision.
It's got a nice setup in there.
Things on the outskirts of town lunch, you know, I'll find somewhere.
I don't have patience for that.
It's going to be another dark one, but I think we can all agree that the gap is as much as it is. But let me riff a quick list for you if I can remember. You get a classic, the vegan one.
Then it's always drivers talking about, oh, I wouldn't have did that if I was you. I wouldn't have took that load. Or I wouldn't work for this company. That company a bad company because I experienced this, because I went through that. Listen, your experience is not everybody's experience.
And not only that, I have been stopped at places where somebody will come up to me and say, well, you'll get to work for a good company someday. Like, oh, okay. Where do you work? And they tell me, and I'll say, how long have you worked there? Well, 6 months. Well, how long have you been driving? 5 years. Where did you work in the past? They'll go name 4, 5, 6 companies. Oh, okay. So in 5 years, you worked at 7 companies, and I'm supposed to take career advice off of you? I've been perfectly happy at my company for 9 years, but I'm supposed to take career advice off of you. No. So you go, girl.
I'm not a prime recruiter. I'm not a prime advocate. I get good loads, bad loads, okay loads, just like everybody else. I get up, do a pre-trip inspection, drive my clock, accept, decline loads, talk to the fleet manager. I go through stuff just like everybody else do. I don't get no kind of special treatment with Prime.
This is something that me and Freight Skater were talking about on my live feed. I was special before I had a YouTube channel. People think that I get special treatment because of the YouTube. That's not how it works, okay? I get special treatment. I'm not gonna lie, I do. I'm sure I do. You know, and I guess it depends on what you talk about special treatment. You know, I know that upper management knows who I am. They know my name. Is that special treatment? You know, when you're here for a certain amount of time and you prove yourself to always be on time, yeah, in TNT, I would get some high val loads and back to back, and I would get FedEx loads back to back. But was the special treatment because I was on YouTube? No, because I got that when I was doing TNT before YouTube. But I got that because of my merit. See, and that's what people don't get. When you perform, you get stuff. If you don't perform, you're not going to get it. Why would they want to help you out if all you're going to do is complain all the time? It's easier to keep, the team workers, and people will say, oh, you toe the company line. No, I built a relationship with my fleet managers where if they asked me to do something, and I was able to do it, I'd do it, but I always got something in return. So maybe that's what people talk about special treatment. If you want special treatment, then maybe you should just like back down every once in a while and not bash Prime on YouTube or not call up your fleet manager arguing, cursing them out and stuff like that. But I never had that experience. Being on the company side, our fleet managers were always paid by our miles, like our productivity. So it's different than being on the lease truck.
I wish I did, but I don't get no kind of special treatment with Prime. I get up and do the same job that everybody else do. I lease at Prime and I make the same, I ain't gonna say we make the same amount, but I make a truck payment just like everybody else do. I don't do my YouTube videos to give Prime promo. I do my videos surrounding my experience. Never once in my videos have I said, hey, come join Prime. Hey, this is why you should come to Prime. Every now and then I put my referral code on a video. I may put it in a description or in a comment, but I have never ever said on my video, hey, you need to come to Prime. Use my referral code. I have never. I showed my goods, my bads.
I have. I admit it. I admit it. Yeah, I made a lot of money off of referrals, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm always honest because at Prime, you get one little tiny referral bonus the first time somebody pulls a load. You get the bulk after they hit 6 months. So if you're not going to be happy here and you're not going to last 6 months, what's the point in me trying to sit here and talk you into a company you're not going to stay at anyway? And when it comes to trucking, I've always been really honest. I have a video called The Realities of Trucking, and I've actually had people write to me saying, wow, you brought up things I never thought about. I decided not to come to trucking. You think I'm calling them up saying, you have to come because I want money from the recruiting? No, sorry.
Whole experience. Some people just think that their experience is supposed to be up on everybody else's life. I know how to turn bad stuff and make a good situation out of it. Y'all see that all the time. Like for an example, if I get a good load, what happens when I get a good load? Somehow there's a delay, or I end up having to like some stuff got rejected. Like it was a good load, but then guess what happened? Some bad stuff. But I'm not on here complaining. I just find a way to turn something negative into positive. If that makes sense, y'all.
And something that happens too, and I've said this a lot, is when you're nice to people out on the road, and it doesn't matter if it's mechanics, if customers, you know, they're going to change their attitude. Sometimes you could brighten up somebody's day. There are plenty of times that I'd had water bottles in the truck in the fridge and I would give them out to the guys in inbound in 100-degree weather. You know, frozen Snicker bars. Yep, I had them in my freezer and I would give them out at customers that were unloading me or things like that. Even just crackers. A lot of times the TAs used to sell these packs of crackers and there'd be like a dozen or 2 dozen and you get them for like $6 or something. And I used to keep them on my truck all the time and just give them out at customers, especially if they were having a bad day. You know, treat people like humans and you'd be shocked at how they treat you back.
I asked my dispatcher, am I gonna get some extra money for this? I think it was like $300 extra that I'm gonna get for this load, which really, ain't really nothing to brag about. But hey, I could have not got anything. But anyway, that's over and done with. We're about to go ahead and finish off this load. Whenever I have like a delay, I try to see it as something positive, like it was a delay from something bad happening, or it's a delay to put me in a better position for better things to happen for me. So I want to touch on the YouTube subject real quick, because I've been seeing a lot of talk of people saying that drivers are just coming to Prime to start a YouTube to get some kind of fame and all of that. But I don't know about other people, but as for me, I've been doing YouTube before I even knew what a Prime trucking company was. I've been doing YouTube since about 2017. On the screen, you should be able to see my older videos. I didn't start getting like real serious about it until like 4 years ago, whenever I got my first Scat Pack. So my
That
content used to be
Mustang.
strictly like car vlog.
All right. For those of you don't know, man, I used to have Mustangs. I loved my Mustangs. I had two GTs and oh my gosh, and I sold my last one. I had ordered it and oh man, I customized it the way I wanted it and I love that car and I sold it because I was never home to drive it being out on the road. So, this is interesting to see her interest here.
Trucking content, not 18-wheeler trucking content, but just pickup truck and stuff like that. So I've been like pushing out consistent videos back to back, even whenever I was working 80-hour weeks at a production job that is way harder than trucking. So for people that say you can't get no work done because you're always recording, listen, it takes no time to record a video. There are 24 hours in a day. Y'all only see like 30 minutes from like 2 days. Like it
Okay, slime pack, that depends on how good you are at this technical stuff. You must be really good at this technical stuff, okay? Because this tendency to record, and then by the time I'm ready to go edit, which I do on Adobe Premiere Pro, which took me like a year and a half to learn all the different tips and tricks and stuff that, you know, it's like, all right, it took me forever to learn it, and then by that time, I got tons of recording and video that I'll never put up because then it's like outdated. So I think I'm just gonna make a video that's all about like all my lost tape type of file type of things, but I gotta give it to her because her channel looks great. I'm jealous.
Takes no time to record and edit a video, especially for me because I've been doing it so long. That's how I'm able to push out videos back to back. I love making videos. I love I don't know, that's just my therapy. To me, doing YouTube is like my visual diary. Like, it's like me writing my diary, but with visuals to it for other people to see and other people to connect with me. I don't do it for no fame. I don't care about that. Trucking is my main content because if you used to watch my car content, then you already know. Had I kept doing that content, I was going to be in trouble because I was taking a lot of risks. Just, it was just a lot going on with making the car content. So,
All right, I'm not gonna ask about that, but she did say something that's very interesting right there. She said she uses this as therapy, which is a really great outlet. And, after creativity can really be an outlet for people. After my sister died, that's when I start writing my books and my novels. And then I started writing a little bit more after my mom died. And, you know, she said therapy and she mentioned like meditating and stuff. It is really important to take care of your mental health out on the road. There are a lot of people that will ask about they have bipolar and they have depression and things like that. And this job is so stressful that anybody that doesn't have mental health issues um, could already are already at risk. So people coming out here that do have mental health issues, this can be a very stressful job. I personally think it's a lot easier than what I did in the past. She seems to think that it's, a lot easier than what she did in the past, but some people cannot handle it. Some people, this is a very difficult job. Now, I think training was hard. Training was hard, and being a trainer is hard. Okay, but once you learn this job, you have a money maker for the rest of your life. So don't ever let that CDL go. Always keep your health card up to date.
I loved it now. I love the risk, but I had to keep it clean since I got my CDL. And, if you know the kind of car content I'm talking about. I'm going to kind of switch this up a little bit. Before I got into trucking, this guy, I don't want to say he's a mentor, but he's around. I know him, and he's been trucking for like over 40 years. He was like, I want to tell you something and never forget this. Trucking can always be learned. You can learn how to drive a truck. You can learn how to back up a truck. You can learn trucking. But before you get into trucking, make sure you have a plan on how to get out of trucking. Don't waste your whole life trucking. Not saying that people that do trucking their whole life is wasting their life, but just have you a plan on getting out of trucking. Don't let trucking suck the life out of you.
But she looks really young, okay? And for a long time, the women that we saw come out here would be women that didn't have kids, women in their 40s and 50s where their kids were always already grown, out of college or married and having kids of their own. So, you know, a lot of them women sometimes regret not coming out into trucking sooner. Um, at that point, like I felt like I lived my life before I came into trucking. Um, and I will probably, get an office jobs. I'll come off the road eventually and get an office job that will be in the trucking industry. She's young. So the younger you come into this, my suggestion, run it really hard, bank your money, put money into your 401k so later in life there is money there. There is money for you to, to build on that retirement because it goes by so fast. It really does.
And I took that to heart. So everything that I do is moving towards that plan. Whenever I got with Prime, I didn't upgrade my life. Still living in the same location before coming to Prime. Still got the same car before coming to Prime. Like, nothing upgraded in my life. Only thing upgraded is my savings and my investment. So I'm using Prime the same way that they using me. I really feel like, Prime is a good company, but Prime is not the best company. There are other companies out there better than Prime.
Thing is that, you know, every company is the best company for someone. People bash CR England, but there are people who need it CR England to get their foot in the door because of their own history, because of maybe felonies or traffic issues, traffic tickets and things like that. So, you know, Prime is definitely not perfect. No company is perfect. I think you should just make the best of, what is given to you. And if you really feel like, hey, this ain't working, then, leave. But one thing that I've been very happy here, are there things that bother me? Sure, absolutely. But I've been making a lot of money and I've been very happy here. And they allow me to say what the heck I want. And, I'm very vocal. I just went in to get my camera installed and I'm very vocal. And I walked into that terminal and saw some upper management and they know I'm vocal and yet they've never threatened to fire me. They've never demanded I take videos down that they didn't agree with or that I didn't agree with them. And I've never felt like I wasn't getting something I should have gotten. I didn't like the way training was going. There's a lot of movement in the last 6 months when it comes to, or maybe a year, the last year, when it comes to company drivers. There's shuffling going around to different fleet managers. Drivers are getting moved to different fleet managers. And, the training department is a little bit working differently, things like that. But companies change, economies change, and things like that. So you have to either adapt or move on. Um, we're never gonna like everything 100%.
Prime is what's working for me right now.
Right.
Prime is not gonna work for everybody else. It's what's working for me right now. But yeah, this right here was just a little talking video because I wanted to just get on camera and connect with my people. I'm still thinking about doing some lives, but we just gonna have to see on that. And as for the people who keep asking me, do you have a camera in your truck yet? No, I do not have a camera in my truck. I've been home for...
I got a camera in my truck today, so if you didn't see it or if I didn't post it yet, it's coming, or go watch that video because I'm gonna show you everything, how they install it and what I had to sign and things like that.
2 weeks. I'm thinking about making it 3 weeks. I'm thinking. I don't know, y'all. Like, I've been enjoying myself.
All right, I'm gonna end it, but good for her. Gotta enjoy yourself, have a good life, and all that good stuff. And she seems like a really positive person. I sort of saw a little bit of camera angles in there, and I'm jealous. I'm jealous of that. I'm jealous of that ability because I don't have it. I'm not gonna lie. There are some things that I'm really good at though, and so thank you, Slime Pack. And yes, yeah, I figured, heck, yeah, she asked for it. She wanted a reaction video that was positive. So, uh, and I figured, I don't know, yeah, yeah, okay. I used her name a little bit for some views. I'm not gonna lie, but hope you don't get upset about that. Like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I hope to see you out here trucking along. Bye.